and so times change.
Mhm.
Um, I've reported in a previous podcast that we
Mhm.
did about a week before the Olympics.
Yeah.
We said that the River Seine in Paris, that goes through the centre of Paris,
Mm.
is extremely polluted.
Yeah.
And it's polluted with what many Parisians had for dinner the night before, when that morning coffee that they have on the following day kicks in.
Okay.
And
Yes.
and before the 11 o'clock snack, there is a major Parisian evacuation. And I don't mean people fleeing their houses.
Yes.
The brunt of it goes to the River Seine. The brunt of it is the River Seine itself.
Oh dear.
Uh,
Yeah.
so it came as no surprise to me that the training session for the triathlon
Mm.
was cancelled due to impurities in the impurities in the water. Because let's face it, nobody wants to be going through their motions in other people's motions. You know,
Yes. Yes.
little jobbies bobbing along. You know,
Yeah. Oh dear. Yes.
apparently 2 days later, the river was deemed fit, flowing with crystalline mineral water.
Mm.
And I'm sure it was declared by the local health authority. So they are never wrong, are they?
I couldn't possibly comment.
It must have been the miracle made by those characters at the table of the Last Supper at the.
Oh. Yeah.
I tell you what, I bet that Butch lady, the big lady, I bet, who's sat on the table, I bet she's broken some porcelain in her time.
Oh, please. Yeah. Not really. Got dinner soon.
I can also believe that the athletes emerged from the river after that stage of their competition of the triathlon
Yeah.
with some very curious tide marks.
Well, actually, I read something this morning about this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In other news,
Yeah.
changing the subject, which I think
Yeah.
we had.
Okay. Okay. Big all for that.
We mentioned in another podcast about poor ticket sales,
Mm.
uh, and it seems the French are taking the bull by the horns. They're having a blowout sale, so throwing the touts under the bus
Mm.
because the Olympic Committee is now flogging these cheap tickets.
Yeah.
Some showpiece event tickets are being sold for as little as £12.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wish I was around
a
there.
long way off from the €923 tickets for the men's 100 meters. Blowout offers are for track and field on
Mm.
August the 5th,
Might be worth seeing.
uh,
Yeah.
soccer,
Mhm.
basketball,
Oh.
rugby, and
Yeah.
handball.
Good
So you should
sports.
watch the Olympics website for the
Mm.
further offers and discounts on the tickets, as
Mm.
when they realise that there are far more seats than there are spectators. Uh, this just in
Yeah.
a news. Oh, just about now, Italian Angela Carini
Oh,
is
yeah.
having a face punched in by male boxer Imani Khalif from Algeria.
Yeah, I had this. I thought it was wrong. Yeah.
The XY chromosome Khalif claims he's a woman because he wears a dress.
Mm.
He's been banned by the International Boxing Association. However, he has been allowed to fight against real women by the International Olympic Federation. A spokesperson who wished to remain anonymous said
Mm.
Khalif was allowed to box, to slap that bitch up real bad. Khalif
Yeah.
himself, Khalif himself said, "Ooh, ooh."
Yeah.
Um, the latest information that we have is that Khalif won
Yeah. He
his
did
his first
46,
bout. Yeah,
46 seconds or something. Yeah.
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 Just goes
Oh,
to just goes to show you put a dress on, you can slap that woman, bow, if that
yeah.
is if that is your want. If you're a sportsman, over to you.
Okay. Well, I'll address the two things. We'll start with the first one. Yeah, I read this morning that an athlete came out the scene and probably threw up, quite frankly. Yeah. On live camera. Yeah.
They
Apparently.
came out. They came out.
He came out the river after doing his
Oh,
bit and
yeah.
threw up,
Oh, yeah.
literally.
Sure.
Yeah, on live TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, athletes don't like doing that because it's, yeah, psychologically it puts them in a bad place as well.
Yeah.
Appalling. A known problem. As I said, we just said in the previous podcast, these athletes are performing under,
A
well,
lot of
uh,
strain. A lot of
yeah,
stress and strain.
yeah. I was going to use another word to pretty much describe things from what I can understand. Yeah, but yeah, it's awful. I just can't believe it. Under health and look, I've done health and safety at work, in the workplace, to do my previous life and job. If any water you treat, and if you know it's bad, you stay away from it. You put an exclusion zone on it. You tell people not to go near it sometimes because you don't know what's in it. Um,
You know
and
what's in the saying.
well, for the same reason, I wouldn't go swimming in the Thames necessarily. Not certainly downstream. Downstream a bit I might, but yeah, not downstream. And
No,
honestly, yeah.
nor the sea at Blackpool.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's all sorts of questions. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, this Olympics is a case study in it's how not to organise anything. I mean, anything, sporting, music, event, anything. It's the ultimate thing. I was going to say, did they get Disney to organise it? At some point, it seems about as effective at doing things now. Yeah, the now moving on to the other subjects. Yeah, I mean about mixed sports, mixed gender sports. Yeah, mixed single sports. Yeah. Apparently they were allowed to. That two athletes who identify apparently. Um, and they were allowed to do it because their passport describes them as the appropriate gender to the sport they're doing. Yeah. Um, Now I think it's something like a male that's gone through puberty is it can punch 136% harder than a woman.
Mm.
Okay. Um, okay. I mean, yeah, we like MMA and all that, and we've seen the exhibition games where they put men in with women. We saw online. We wouldn't watch that sort of nonsense on um, on our sport that we like. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's possible.
we know when we know that if we see on like
Yeah,
UFC a man versus a woman, it's more of a gimmick than anything
yeah,
else. It
of course it is.
isn't
Yeah,
treated seriously, And
yeah, yeah.
The Olympics, we're talking about people
Elite
train.
sports. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, and
And
you
that
can't.
that that Italian girl, she was in. You saw the pictures, and I didn't watch the video because it would make me angry, and I didn't want to be angry before I came into this. Um, I I tell you what, we're living in a world now, and I keep saying this, and it is ideological and political, and this is what I don't like. Okay, sports is going to be a bit political, especially with Olympics and all that. You've got too much, around it, but um, it's this ideological nonsense that we're meant to believe and go with and accept. When we know it's complete nonsense, the people that are saying it should follow the signs, be respectful for people's wishes. Life is hard. Yeah. I'd like to identify as a multi-millionaire. My bank manager might have a slightly different opinion. It's not for me, you know. If I train, if I work hard enough and all that, and try work, I might become a multi-millionaire myself without having to buck the system, as it were. And that's all these people are. I don't know what their sexual preferences are or anything, so I'm not interested. Yeah, straight or gay. If they're good enough to fight as men in the men's category, go knock yourself out, as it were. Yeah, don't go out knocking out women. You're not real men. Period. And I don't care what I offend when I say that. I've probably got more women support me when I say that. Women, and it is true, there was a good reason why feminism had to happen. Whatever our jokes are sometimes, yeah, women should be treated equally to men, ladies, but respectfully. Yeah, I expect to be treated respectfully by a lady. I will treat a woman respectfully as well. Yeah, and you learn that as you go through life. You can have jokes and all that with intelligent women who don't get upset about everything and accept comebacks as well. Now, what I'm seeing here is a total under destroying women, basically, really.
Yeah, undermining.
Undermining, that's it, yeah. Undermining women and women's rights and what women have fought today. Whether or not you agree with women's boxing or not, something else, yeah. I don't know if I like it or not, but fair enough. Those women choose to do it. They've trained all their life. They're never going to beat a man. I mean, possibly one of us went in the ring with them. We'd probably have a few punches, and possibly even if we got reasonably fit, we could still do some damage to them. Yeah, but that's not to say the women are not good athletes. They've got to be in their own category, in their own class, and it's not sexist to say that.
No.
And I'm afraid today's world, where this agenda is being pushed, probably by a very small amount of people, I cannot believe people in charge of sports